out. Okay. So I'm going to be doing these new live series, and I'm just going to deep dive on one topic that I really think was a game changer for me and can be a game changer for you. I'm just going to say what I did and what I'm doing, and if you get something from it, you do, and if you don't, then you don't. But if you apply the things that I tell you in this series, then it's definitely going to help you reach whatever goals you may have. So my goals are regarding like business and relationships and being healthy and like bodybuilding and stuff like that. But, I don't have the same goals as everybody. Some people they want to like be a doctor and go to college and all that. And I want to start a business and raise a family. So, different goals. So keep that in mind. Those are my goals or something along that line. And yeah. So, what we're going to be talking about today is your time, the most valuable thing that you have. So, perfect example of me utilizing my time to be creative instead of consuming, which is what this is about, is right now. So, I just got off work. I work for a water company, and I also do a junk removal company on the side. And yeah, I do content creation as well. And this is a perfect example of what I'm trying to do, like building a personal brand and being creative on the side. Usually, I just make content for my business, which is Junk Stars, but I also want to have a personal brand because I know that that's like a completely separate business, and I want to help people, achieve their goals. And junk removal isn't that. So most people they waste their time fulfilling another person's dream, like I just did, right? Working my 9 to 5. They waste their time consuming instead of creating. They waste their time taking risks that they don't even know that they're taking. So think like being unhealthy, making unhealthy decisions, like being too sedentary and sitting down watching the new Netflix documentary instead of going out, exercising, spending time with your family, or learning new skills to achieve your goals, or even just reading a book. They waste their time doing unhealthy things, and we're going to define unhealthy in this case as against you or not achieving your goals. What's up? So I got somebody in the chat. So how could we make our time more efficient? How could we do 3 days of work every single day, so that way you get 3 times ahead? And over time, doing multiple days work in one day, it actually compounds to the point where you like others can't even catch up to you because you're doing so much work and they just don't know how to get to that level. Feel free to drop questions in the chat. It feels weird to say that because I never go live, but yeah, if you have personalized questions, I'll totally help you out. But yeah, here's what I'm going to be saying. This is how I squeeze 3 days work or more sometimes into one day and without working 18 hours a day. Like I do this while I work my full-time job, which is 7:30 in the morning to 4:30, and then I still work on my business. So how do I do all these things? Well, I actually utilize, I'll show you right here. This isn't exactly what I use. This is last month of April. It's a calendar. But I actually use the app called Google Calendar on the phone. So if you utilize this app called Google Calendar, it'll literally show you how much time you have. Everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. And you probably wonder how people your age are so far ahead of you. It's because you don't utilize your time as well as they do. So, action steps: download Google Calendar on your phone right now, or that's the best calendar that I've been able to find. And you just want to utilize Google Calendar. And here's how you do it. So, at the start, it's probably going to be absolutely blank. You might have like a couple holidays on there and just whatever comes with it when you download the app. But you want to start with all the stuff that you do every day and add it to your calendar. So for me, I sleep from about 10 p.m., sometimes 11, and I go to 4:35 ish. So on my calendar, it says 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. And that's about 7 hours of sleep. I find that I do best on 6 to 7 hours of sleep. Uh, if you're at 8 or 9 hours, then it's totally up to you. Just make your calendar like tailored to you. So you want to set that up your sleep schedule to repeat every single day, and now that fills 1/3 of your calendar. So now that you have that, you want to put your work. So for me, it's 4:30, or no, it's 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. So now I have the ends, which are my sleep, the beginning of the day and the end of the day, and then I have my work schedule, and that leaves everything else. That leaves a period from 4:30 a.m. to when I start work, which is 7:30. So I have 3 hours in the morning, and I basically have 5.5 hours at night. And your whole goal here is to just fill those slots. Your whole goal with the Google Calendar app to squeeze as much productivity in there is to fill every single hour. And I'm not saying you have to work 24 hours a day. Like a third of it is sleep. And you could literally just schedule like family time or go out on a date or, do whatever you want to do. But the whole goal here is to have it all scheduled like that because a, uh, that's how you get productive. That's how you get 3 times more productivity squeezed into a day than anybody else. Because everybody else, they just they just say they're going to do something after work and they don't time block it, so it ends up taking 3 times longer than it should, and that's how people waste so much time essentially. And that's even if they choose to do the task, which most people they don't even do it. Oh, congratulations, person in the chat. So yeah, does anybody have any questions about the whole calendar squeezing your time to get more productivity? Feel free to ask it in the chat or any other questions. If you weren't here in the beginning, my name is Jorge Mendoza. I work full time as a water operator, and I own the fastest growing junk removal company in the area that I live in. And yeah, content creation as well, obviously. So yeah, once you have your Google Calendar absolutely time blocked out to the point where you can't fit anything else in, you're pretty much good. And you just want to start planning the days ahead because the whole goal here is to make this a habit, right? Like you could go on your Google Calendar and plan the rest of today, which for me is like not even 5 hours. I could be all motivated and just plan out the next 4.5 hours of my day. Or I could start, planning tomorrow's day, which would be a lot more effective. You want to make it a habit because anything you do just one time is not going to work long term, at least. So you want to make it a habit and just start small. It could be, like I said, step one, which is just download Google Calendar and add your sleep and work schedule onto there. That's it. Those things don't change. You sleep the same time every day, or at least you should be if you're trying to be productive. And then you probably don't work crazy hours the other days of the week, unless you're like a part time worker or like you rotate shifts. And in that case, just put it on your calendar. Like it's not that complicated. Little things like this, they make the biggest difference, but nobody does them. And that's the whole point of this live series is I'm gonna be talking about all the little things because little things like this they add up. It's like if you do the calendar, you'll probably be like 2 to 3 times more productive than everybody else who doesn't. And then we're going to talk about all these other things like being more efficient with your time now that you have it all time blocked. So, yeah, if you want to see any of those topics talked about, then make sure to subscribe. But more importantly, just drop a comment on what you would like me to talk about. But yeah, I think that's going to do it. Making a calendar is not rocket science, but getting people to do it is actually rocket science because people are lazy and they don't want to do things. They just insist on not being successful. So hopefully that's not you if you're watching this. Those are the types of people who just scroll past this and they don't subscribe to the channel and they just hope that God blesses them, but doing God's work is what God will bless you for. So God bless all you guys and I'll see you guys in the next one.